while you wait for the next big game to come out. Don't forget, there are plenty of amazing games you may have already missed within the last year. With this video, we're going to focus on the top 5 role-playing games with one runner-up. Role-playing games have long since entered into the mainstream and have greatly influenced many other genres. I mean, look at Apex with different classes, or the classic PUBG with inventory management that could rival an RPG of old. What we see mostly carried over is that character growth and customization in those FPS games, and have even wormed their way into sports games. While other games are seeing the effects of the RPG styling, there are still some really awesome games that came out last year that need a look into. We've collected the best of the best, and we hope you enjoy as we dive into this crazy listing of games. With our first game, we dive into the straw basket that is the quagmire of Assassin's Creed. Admittedly, they have had a lot of hit or miss games lately. However, with the past Origins, which explored the origins of being an assassin, we have the next big leap, which is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. A big step forward is that you have the ability to romance NPCs, which may seem unimportant, but really, it's just another way to provide a big immersion level as you try to woo specific characters. Along with the naval combat, tons of side quests, new locations, and hidden secrets, you will definitely be busy for days once you take that jump into this game. You can also impact the world around you, allowing you to make choices that will shape what happens. This gives you the chance to play this game with multiple playthroughs. The setting, which is the Greek world, allows for a beautiful environment to get lost in. Are you ready to play this game? I know that I'm excited to jump, leap, and take that dive into this game. I mean, just look how good it is. A game that has dominated the handheld world for a while now has finally moved to consoles and PC. That's right, Monster Hunter World finally came out, and if you didn't catch by the title, you hunt monsters. It blew past other giant games, showing that it can stand on its own and has been the best in the franchise yet, adding in unique armor sets and giant weapons that will put Cloud's Buster Sword to shame. Take down those gigantic beasts with tracking and fellow hunters to take on quests together. Once you beat the boss, or beast in this case, you can harvest the remains to make new armor sets and create those weapons, which allows for some awesome experimenting with different weapons and gives you that chance to get more into a specific weapon to find out what suits your style of play. Get ready to micromanage your inventory as you collect more bits and pieces to create new sets of armor or weapons. A never-ending cycle, you could say. Just watch this footage of the monster bashing. Next is the game that most may not know about. The first game, Pillar of Eternity, hit the scene in 2015, setting the precedent that the isometric RPG styling of old isn't over and still has a large, full life to live. It was so successful that Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire came out as a result, and it came out of the gates burning. Deadfire is, simply put, a dense game. The first game had a ton of lore and was a pretty large map. However, Deadfire dwarfed the previous game. So much more goes into the game, you'll just get lost with the multitude of stories you find and following story arcs that the game has set up for you. This game is worth losing hours playing it, as it really isn't a loss, but a delve into a grandiose story. Plus, making your characters is always fun to toy with tons of options to do character skills, classes, and specializations. In addition, there's ship combat that is turn-based and well constructed. After you shoot it out with the enemy, be prepared to board them and capture that scurvy crew. I mean, you know, be a pirate, right? Anyways, this isometric game throws back to its predecessors, yet introduces new concepts we are sure you will enjoy. Moving out of the world of fantasy into our next game is Kingdom Come Deliverance. What this game does best is to take an impressive and unflinching look at the medieval era as you're transported to a real person caught in the middle of the Civil War. What makes this game unique isn't that you're a noble lord, but a son of a blacksmith, as you must help to defend against invaders. Large open castles, fields, and tons of other locations inhabit this grand open world. There's a story in the game, but you can choose how you approach it, as it is a non-linear story, as you can take your time to solve the variety of quests in your own way. The combat in this allows for difficult maneuvers, as you can choose to focus on archery at a distance, sneak past a villain, or face your foes head on. Whatever you decide, your decisions influence the world. Want to bribe someone? You can. You can threaten them or even seduce them to get what you need in this game. In addition to all this, the game boasts a historically accurate experience with the look, feel, and characters you meet along the way. So, what will you do to save medieval Bohemia?
What are the hounds and maidens? What churls would do such devilry?
Take as many men as you need and ride there. Find those knaves and bring me their head.
Our last game on the top 5 list is one of the biggest punches. Octopath Traveler focuses on character progression with temptations of high-level challenges and rewards. What looks like might be a demake is really a richly detailed game. You have multiple protagonists that you can choose to start with. Don't worry, as you'll go to different stories throughout the game. Each battle will be turn-based, allowing for elemental damage and ways to counter enemies, allowing for battle points, which can give you extra swings of a weapon or a way to power up your magic attacks. Learn your team, as not pairing them correctly will cause you to lose often. So make sure you use those experience points to help level them up and get them new skills. The story is one that allows for this grandiose combat, as you find out through each protagonist a part of the story, while NPCs allow for depth as you inquire into their backstories. What unites everyone is a broad objective that leads your party across the world map. This game's mix of the retro pixel art with post-processing effects gives it that niche edge, allowing for it to look to the past, but bring in new ideas to the present.
Prepare yourself! I will not lose to you!
This is the beginning of your end.
Conjure lightning!
Ni no Kuni was a great game with lots of interesting mechanics to rival any great Pokemon game. With our runner-up, Ni no Kuni 2, didn't just come out as a sequel to this game, but a completely different concept. Still following the art style of Studio Ghibli, you start as the young King Evan, and you have something to prove to your subjects. Instead of controlling little monsters you can collect throughout the game, you control your people or main characters. And another cool addition, as you are the king, you control the kingdom. You roll with building new buildings, allocating resources, and simply ruling over the kingdom. In addition to this, with your new gameplay styling, you can encounter skirmishes, which are dotted all around the whole map. This will help you to strengthen your army with real-time strategy encounters, which is a refreshing bout as you switch between the normal combat of fighting with your main characters back to RTS skirmishes that allow for, like I said, a refreshing change of pace. I personally love the first game with its Pokemon style collecting and fighting with your little guys. For me, it was different to get into the second of the series, but once I started to get the kingdom building down, the close fights underhand, and the big battles underway, I found this game still kept me intrigued along the way. Make sure you check out all 6 of these games, as they're all out already. If you want to wait for a sale, you know what, that works, but definitely make sure you look into getting one of these games if you're into the RPG styling. Plenty of awesome games are on this list, but if you feel like we missed any of these RPG games from 2018, please leave a comment below, or if you have these games and you want to tell us how much you enjoy them, leave a comment. Also, make sure to leave a like on the video as it helps the channel out, and make sure to subscribe to keep up to date for any new videos coming out. And continue to keep an eye on our top 5 games from 2018, as we're nearly there to completing this entire series. This is the Still Grizzly with Gamers Among Us. I do wish you luck with all your future games.